Welcome, my Love Light Lifers. Nattie Tee, your vibrational coach, and I help artists, freelancers, and entrepreneurs use the law of attraction to attract their best lives. We are today, however, talking about Aquarius traits. Can we use them to manifest, or are they a thorn in our side, stopping us from getting the things that we want? We're going to find out in just a minute. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button so that other people can find this information, and of course support the channel. Let's get into it. Welcome back to my returning subscribers, and if you're a newbie and you've just turned up just now, well, welcome and thanks for joining me today. We are talking about Aquarian traits. So this is basically, we're going to find out if these particular traits that Aquarius, I almost said Aries, Aquarians have, if they're going to help you to manifest or whether they're going to stand in your way. Okay? So let's find out what those are. Our traits that we'll be talking about today are, they are deep, imaginative, original, and progressive. So let's hit it up from the top and start talking about being deep. Okay, what are we really talking about here? What we're really talking about when we're relating it to being able to manifest is deep people are not afraid to ask themselves the hard questions. And this is a really good thing if you are wanting to manifest, if you're wanting to allow, if you're wanting to vibrationally match with your dreams, if you are wanting to be in alignment. Why? Because what's standing in your way most of the time is nothing but your belief systems. The things that you believe, the things that you say in your head, the things that you deem to be true, these core beliefs, these patterns of belief, they are the things that are going to be in your way. And if you are somebody who doesn't mind asking those hard questions, like, why don't I like being alone? And not afraid of actually honestly answering those questions, you will shift your vibration very, very quickly, and you will have much more control over it much quicker. Being a deep person and not being a stranger to those kind of things, those kind of processes. So being deep, huge advantage, okay? Our next one is being imaginative. Now, if you are imaginative, if that is a trait of yours, you might also want to go and check out the Taurian video. They are creative. That was what came up as one of their traits. Now, being creative usually means that you have a good imagination, which imagination is something that you really, really, really want to involve. It's a big part of manifesting, deliberately creating in your life. Being able to imagine something, the more vividly you can imagine it, the better. Your mind doesn't know the difference between you vividly imagining something and something that's real. And so you emotionally respond like it was actually happening. Just the same as if you remember something really sad that happened to you, then you will start crying. If you remember something funny, you'll start to laugh. But that thing is not happening right now. But that emotion that you are having is. And that emotion that you are having is the indication that you are on a vibe, that you are in a vibe that causes these emotions. So things that will cause you these kind of emotions will be attracted to you right now. Okay? Now, if you've got an imagination, however, you don't need to remember the sad thing. You don't need to remember the happy thing. You can do that if you want. if you've got a great imagination, you can imagine the things that you want and get the emotional response from it. And that is great. If you are purposeful with it, if you are mindful of it, if you, and let's face it, we do, I am a creative person, I have a really good imagination. Even though I'm a Capricorn, doesn't mean that I don't. I know that if you've got a great imagination, chances are, if you're not mindful with it, it runs away with you on a regular basis. You're way down the road on that imagination train of thought before you even realize that you've just spent half an hour imagining something happening to yourself that you really don't want to experience. And it's your mind and your imagination. You don't have to experience it in your mind and imagination. It's not happening to you. Nobody else is doing it to you. Yet you just sat there and imagined this whole scenario play out terribly. Was that the way you wanted it to happen? No. Okay. So let's just bite the bullet and face facts that we do this. Let's just admit it. Because once we've admitted it, then what we can do is admit that we need to train our imagination to go to the places that feel good to us rather than the places that we don't feel good about. We do that, guess what happens? We start to feel the feelings of what we want rather than what we don't want. And if you're trying to shift into that vibration of matching with those things that you love, that's the way to do it. Emotion. That's telling you. That emotion is telling you what kind of things you're bringing to yourself, how you're going to feel when you get those things. And the more momentum you have on those feelings, in other words, the more you practice them, the more of those feeling things you will draw to yourself. Next, let's talk about original. This is a really good one. I'd like to think that I'm original. I'd like to think that I have this trait. I like this trait. But here, I'll tell you what the pros are first, and then we'll talk about it. The pros are that you're not afraid to think out of the box. You're not afraid to explore outside the box. You like to feel like you're a one of a kind. So you don't mind doing those things that are maybe not so accepted. You're probably less influenced by what people think of you than most people. To be original means to be different, but it doesn't always mean to be authentic. If you can get them to overlap, you're doing an amazing job. This will definitely work for you. However, just being able to get out of the box doesn't mean that you're going to go to the place that you want to be. And sometimes what the backlash of being original, somebody who likes and wants and insists on being original, is that we don't like to fit in. And sometimes there is a case that can be made for not trying to rewrite the handbook. If you can find something that already works and will work for you, just because it's not original doesn't mean that you can't use it to your benefit. If somebody else can teach you how to do something, then let them teach you. Learn how to do it. If their way works better than your way, use it. Not everything that we have to do has to be original. However, if you are that kind of person who is original and likes being original, you can use the traits that you use to be original to explore outside of that box and still be comfortable. Just always be honest with yourself so that if you need to come back into a comfort zone, if you need to be more authentic, then be authentic. If you are a girl and you don't want to like pink because it's not original, it's like every girl likes pink, I don't like being one of the normal people, I don't like being average. But the truth is, you really do like pink. Just like pink. Okay? Don't punish yourself. Okay? But it is really great that you can go outside of the box and do those things that you might need to do despite what other people think. And of course, you will inspire a few people along the way. Next, progressive. This means you're not afraid of change. We kind of established that with the whole original thing. This is an extension of that, which of course, if things are going to get better, they have to change. And if you're not afraid of change, you're progressive, you're always looking forward. This is a beautiful thing. Don't forget to enjoy the moment. If you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal coaching session with me, you can find all those details in that description box. I will see you